What's up guys, back in today with another reaction on the channel. Today I'll be reacting to the first episode of Petals of Reincarnation. Not really sure what this is going to be about, to be honest with you. I know absolutely nothing. Well, there's something I do know that I wanted to discuss. Is in a few discussion forums I've actually seen people not very happy with the censorship that the anime is going to be doing. I think there was a trailer release where one of the characters looks completely different to how they do in the manga. And it looks like that entirely kind of changes. I'm not sure if it's going to change them as a character, but I'm not going to say who it is or whatever. Just if you know, you know. But I'm not a massive fan of that. I think I have seen some cases where censorship has been a good thing. For me, with ReZero, I think of a pretty good case where I actually like the censorship that they done. My Hero Academia Vigilantes, I quite liked it as well. Like, I'm not a massive fan of like fan service and such. So, however, I would much rather get rid of those censorships and get rid of it entirely than have stuff like this happen, where they again seemingly completely change a character and their whole vibe and wardrobe, everything. I feel like again, I'd much rather get rid of it all than have it kind of. It's like a snowball, it keeps like tumbling, and the censorship gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it's like, what aren't they censoring? You see a lot with like the 4Kids stuff where they're like censoring cigarettes and like Yu-Gi-Oh with like the Shadow Realm instead of dying. It's yeah, it's how far they're going to go with it to like completely change up show. I mean, speaking of that, I actually quite like the Shadow Realm and Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, that's a big discussion to have. If you guys have seen anything about this, kind of the trailers or anything, that's what a lot of people have been talking about. But other than that, I know absolutely nothing. I don't even know what genre this is going to be. I mean, it's got reincarnation in the name, so maybe it's like an isekai, but yeah, God knows. I need talent. I must become a somebody. Ah, okay. Did he know he was going to get a isekai? Petals of Reincarnation. But yeah, I might discuss that topic further when we get to it, if we get to it at some point. Probably not today, but I saw it again. Seen a lot of people talk about it. Pretty much the only thing people are talking about from what I've seen. Yeah, kind of judging from the key visual, it kind of looked like an action show. Transfer student. You're in my seat. I do for buffet. She only introduced herself to him. So that's usually where the Chuhimbyo kind of student sits in the bottom corner like that. So I thought she was like, get out of my seat, that's my spot. What's the deal with this girl? I'm quite liking the style of this episode. It's pretty nice. Newman. Are those petals coming out of his neck? Yeah. Butchered this woman. But yeah. Frustrating things here, aren't we? Fucking hell. What's going on? Well, yeah, that's the thing. If you want a talent and you're not talented, you just got to focus on one very specific thing for a very long time. Yeah. What the hell's going on with these petals, though? Just that same guy that butchered that lady? They eat her? Shoot his ass already. Oh my god, he killed him. Quite a lot of gore in the show. Wasn't expecting. Like I said, it kind of looked like a bit of a kind of shonen action type of show. Then again, knowing what I do about one of the characters involved, maybe I should have been expecting that. Oh. Oh shit. I didn't realise that was her voice actress. I really love this voice actress. I didn't realise that was her initially. Fish. What the fuck is going on in this show? I'm so lost. Your past lives. What did she say? What did she say? Suppose there was an item that could resurrect the talents of your past lives. So, yeah, I mean, said the title. Reincarnation is a thing here. So, is it like you die and you're instantly born as somebody else? Or is it like you skip a generation and then your incarnation then comes and you're like generation after next? Like, interested to see how that works. But forgetting that, we're supposing that there has been iterations of you before in the past. You can then take one specific talent from that person. I can't imagine that being that great a power, right? Unless there's some kind of like supernatural element here. I mean, clearly there is. We're bringing up taking talents from past versions of ourselves. But what I'm saying is, if they don't have like, well, one, your whole family lineage could have just been useless ballroom motherfuckers that have no talent like he does. So that would be useless in that case. But also, if it is quite grounded, what can you take? Slightly better intelligence, better reading, better social skills, like maybe a bit more of an athlete, maybe as an Olympian, like an Olympic sprinter, some point, and that might help. But even then, like the times just keep improving and such. So this doesn't actually seem that handy to me, but I'm probably going to be proven wrong instantly. And there's going to be some like a supernatural element, like one of your ancestors was a shaman that could use spells and could curse people, and you can now curse people or something along those lines. One of your ancestors was a pig. You can now turn into a pig and charge people or something. Oh, that makes sense with the character I was talking about in the intro now as well. That makes sense now. Okay. That makes sense where that character kind of comes from. I think. You just got to off yourself, become someone else, or are you still yourself, but with their power? I don't know. So yeah, and that's where the petals. That's why the petals are leaking out. Okay, makes sense. So you do like become them. Okay. Pretty nice transformation. Pretty nice transformation. Disemboweler. It's this one. The Decapitator. We're gonna get decapitated and disemboweled at once. Lovely. So yeah, again, one of the better ones I guess would be to turn back to like the Shinobi period, I guess, or like turn to like a samurai warrior or an assassin or something maybe. Seems like one of the better ones, yeah. Again, I like the style so far. Returns. Oh yeah, fucking hell, we have got some guaranteed supernatural stuff going on. You can't just rip out a tree like that. Who the hell was strong enough in his lineage to do that? It's not like you can take from future reincarnations, is it? It's just what's happened behind you. So maybe 100 years in the future, someone could reincarnate as yourself now. If they wanted to. It's like Jack the Ripper or something. Fish. Oh wait, so it's not just your lineage. It's anybody. You can reincarnate as anybody. But even so, I mean, I say this like it would be incredible. Don't get me wrong, but still, there is only so much you can. I mean, if everybody's using this power, it's like it's fine. But this guy was able to rip a tree out of the ground. Like just lifting a tree up is ridiculous, but he ripped it from its roots out of the ground. I don't know if you guys realize how much power that takes. And like, who the fuck in history has been able to do that? Nobody, I'm pretty sure. A tree that size, maybe there's someone, but definitely not this fucking old man. So you can take any hero or any villain from history and become them, essentially. Not just I thought it was just limited to like your lineage, like people that you have been reincarnated. Like, I guess I kind of took that the wrong way. Interesting. I'll rewind back here. Apologies. 8 and 9. I think that opens things up quite a bit, doesn't it? Like I said, we could have like the fastest sprinter in history versus like the best javelin thrower, and the javelin thrower's trying to like, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, it creates some interesting kind of matchups, doesn't it? Interesting system. Can't say I've seen anything like this before. It does feel a little bit Persona-like in a way. Like the guns. 3. Nice. As I said, I'm really liking the style. The style's really cool here. Probably my favourite thing so far. But again, the power system's really interesting as well. Yeah, like the color palettes, the style of like the animation. It's not the fanciest looking animation ever, but it looks nice, I think. Those who shed petals. It's quite the big risk to take, isn't it? Not sure I'll be doing that myself. Oh, you could come back as anybody. Or you could just die. I just spat on my apologies. So why did she come for him specifically? So you can become him if you want. Assuming he's dead. Wow. Fucking hell. A kid? That's crazy. It's crazy work. You lose one kid, so you kick out the other one. How fucking... How inhuman can you be? The fuck? How do you react to losing a kid like that with kicking another one out? Like, that is just extremely inhumane, right? That is just like extremely tone deaf and just awful, right? You think you cherish your like kid more, realize what you have to lose, and so on. Hope we never get to meet those two, or if we do, hope they die. Hope we smoke their ass. So where the fuck is this? Where are we? Why has she got a bloody iPod stuck in her horn? Something like TV. But like, I've got a TV attached to her. So I was gonna say, why like, so we could like reincarnate into a villain if we wanted to, and I feel like that would be really useful because obviously they're gonna have different talents than the heroes do. But you're saying we just can't use these villainous people of history because we like you won't be able to like control them. Like that they will just do bad things if we reincarnate as them. That kind of sucks, doesn't it? I mean, we're going to see quite a lot of them throughout the show, I do imagine. So still going to be like cool in that regard. But I'd feel a bit of a shame, like, oh, I can't use who would be a good example? I don't know. Really. some kind of like incredible Arthur Pistorius or something, maybe. I know that guy's still alive, I think. Well, he is disabled, to be fair, but he's like an Olympic level Paralympic sprinter. So, say we needed to be a Paralympic sprinter for something, we couldn't just turn into him because he potentially killed someone. But I think he did. But potentially murdered someone. So we couldn't go back as him. That was a terrible example because that case is so, yeah, not clean cut. I struggle to really think of a good example, to be honest with you. But you can just imagine some kind of massive brute in history that's like killed tens of hundreds of people. We couldn't just like become him, but we'll probably end up fighting him as like some kind of hero. Okay, I thought it was going to be quite cool, the concept of we can kind of be heroes or villains, like use them, try to like, yeah. As I said, I thought it was going to be a bit like Persona, though, where you could like choose different, yeah. Where are we right now? Vlad the Third. Sounds Romanian. So, as I said with like the reincarnations, I feel like my interpretation is going to be that we are going to be taking like maybe historical figures, but they are going to be like supernaturally enhanced. Like they're not just like. So we bring back Donald Trump if he was dead, for example. We're not just going to turn into Donald Trump. It's going to be Donald Trump with a bit of extra strength. Right arm of the thief. What thief? Just a thief. No, I've got a sleight of hand. But I was going to mention this a minute ago as well. Could we just like turn our hand into like a genius's hand and then just like cheat on a test because we have a genius hand? Seems like that is possible. Oh dear. Or maybe you shouldn't have bought such an expensive purse. Jesus. Stole his blood. Killed the guy. What did you say? You tell him anemic. You just fucking killed him. Wow. Okay, it's gonna take a bit of getting your head around, isn't it? 70 centimeters. I'm just going to rewind back here. Apologies. Okay, like I said, very much getting frustrated into things here, aren't we? Don't mind it though. Don't mind it. I think I'm definitely someone that learns better just kind of being put in a situation like this anyway. Getting hands on with things. So, are you telling me that he was still 70 centimeters away from that guy? He's ages away. Like, that is definitely more than 70 centimeters away. He's not even in the shot. I don't know. But let that one slide. Don't really get that one. There's Vlad the Third. Count, definitely Romanian. This motherfucker's a vampire right here. And if this is Vlad the Impaler, then he certainly is trying to impale. Something you might come to know over the span of the show is I'm not great at history or historical figures. So, apologies in advance. I mean, very different show entirely, but do you know what this reminds me of a little bit in terms of like stylistic manner? It reminds me a bit of Dark Gathering in a way. Which was much more horror centric Dark Gathering, but stylistically and like, yeah, it kind of reminds me a bit of it. Get spiked. So is he going to help at all? What's the matter with you? Get out of there. Oh, he stole his heart. He stole his slime. He took your slime, old man, all your mucus. You need that mucus. What did we just steal from him there, though? Legitimately. Yeah. What did we steal there? Surely there was. We had the essence of stealth right here. Like, could have stolen anything. Like I said, we could have stolen his heart, his brain, blood, like we already saw. His eyeballs, his nerves, skin. Could have stolen anything. And we stole some green sludge. What was that? What was this that we stole here? I can only think that that's his mucus. Or like, it kind of looks like a bit like a lung or something in shape. But why is it glowing green? What did we like? Yeah, surely that fight could have just been over if he stole the right thing there, right? God knows what the rules of all this stuff is. Probably talking nonsense. But oh, it was just that shot there. It looked like a. Oh, what was that? Like, surely he's definitely smart enough to know that he should take something vital. I guess this guy can just like operate without some kind of vital organ or something. I reckon his brother was one of these. You look a lot like him. I reckon that's how his brother died. He's back. Oh, that was his talent he stole. So, what, we can now become him? Yeah. Lord Impaler. So yeah, so that was his talent we stole right there. Okay. So I'm a little confused at the pass system if you can't tell. Oh, I need to get my head around this. So it's not the case where we can, like, for some people they just look like they can literally entirely turn into somebody from the past. Vlad the Impaler here, the girl, whoever she turned into right there, I can't remember. So you can literally turn into them, but his power is slightly different, where he can just take their skills, take their talent, and use it himself, and not entirely become the person. So he can use like a villainous ability and not be like, and be okay with it. I think that's the gist of it. I'm not good boss on that time. I've got 2 minutes left. I'll go along with things because again, I'm not entirely sure, but are you sure this guy's not the villain of the show? Say ya. Okay, pretty fun first episode. Very quick, I'll say, very fast paced, but don't mind it too much. I said a little bit hard to get your head around. As I said, can he transform into people entirely? Then seems like some people can. I mean, we've definitely seen that with 2 of these kind of villainous people, and with the girl that he's friends with. I guess we'll look more into it. But if any of you guys can help me out with information that we do know at this point, I would appreciate it. Maybe I missed like a line or 2 somewhere. Not within not the craziest thing that would happen. But yeah, pretty fun first episode. Again, I like the style. I think that's definitely the standout for me so far. The style. This is White Fox and JC Staff. So JC Staff, a little bit dodgy. Obviously the One Punch Man situation not great, but they've done a pretty fantastic job with Tamon's B-side. Actually, that looked pretty phenomenal. Was it Tamon's B-side? I think it was. But yeah, again, the style, the animation was good. Again, it wasn't anything amazing, but it looked good, and again, it kind of complemented the style of the show, I think. Yeah, it was Tamon's B-side. So JC Staff, yeah, bit of an iffy record, I guess, but it looks pretty good. Yeah, okay, so I was right. I mean, I guess that was maybe kind of obvious in a way. So yeah, she had some kind of relationship with Seiya. Is he really dead though? That's a big question. The Way of the Returner. Okay. It was kind of like, I think if he was actually dead, I think we probably would have seen maybe some like flashbacks of him, or like we would have seen something about him. But that maybe gave it away a little bit in terms of like believing that his brother, well, he might be alive, but that his brother like wasn't just like an ordinary talented brother. We probably would have seen like at least a picture of him or something. So by not giving us anything, I guess you kind of gave us away a little bit that he's got some kind of involvement in all this. But yeah, very fast moving episode. We beat a couple of these villainous kind of people today. And yeah, I'm assuming it's like he's got a special kind of ability that allows him to steal. I'm not sure if it's this hand that he uses, if that's like special to him or everybody's capable of that. As I said, I'm a little bit confused with the power system. Because again, we've got most people like just completely turning into people from the past and history. Whereas he has got this like special arm that steals their kind of talents. I kind of guess I need to go back to like that scene near the opening, I guess. I think we'll actually go back to the scene here. Probably help us out a bit more. Or is it the case that because he's new to it, it's only like a partial transformation because that's all he can do right now? But maybe he might like make that his thing and have these like partial transformations of different parts of him, like. Yeah, so his transformation is like a full body one. Yeah. Oh, he might be able to do that in the future. Okay. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, pretty fun episode. Nothing like masterpiece worthy in terms of like the writing or anything, but fun time. It seems like it's going to be pretty interesting with the historic kind of people coming up from past. Again, I'm not awfully great at that kind of stuff, so I probably won't even recognize half of them. But yeah, pretty cool. Like the gore for that was really nice today. No holding back in that regard. Lots of well, they were kind of petals really, weren't they? But quite a lot of blood and mutilation and such. The fight scenes were nice. The style's really cool. Characters not awfully interesting or anything so far, but certainly is an interesting premise, isn't it? So yeah, be interesting to see what episode 2 has in store. Probably going to be quite a calmer one after quite a hectic episode today. Let me know what you guys thought about this first episode though in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll catch you next week with episode 2.